to Ask Angelina, but before we get into today's episode, I want to remind you that if you like my podcast, please follow, rate, and share it with your friends and family. Here's a bonus episode of my chat with voice actor ToneZone, where we ask him a creative question and he has a good answer and story to share. Let's go! I've always wanted to ask someone this, but have you used your voice to get out of something? Like tricking scam calls or car insurance?
Okay. Oh, I have a great story. For this.
Okay.
Oh, my God. Okay, so when I was in high school, oh, God, I hope my teachers aren't listening to this. So when I was in high school, I was getting bullied a lot.
Oh.
Okay, I have been bullied in school since I was 7 until I was like 16 or 15. 15.
Gosh.
Yeah, so it was like almost my entire childhood. I woke up every day dreading to go to school, and I started developing a phobia for going into schools. Because, which is what I mentioned earlier. I do not ever want to step inside school again. My psychiatrist, my counselor told me briefly I might have scolophobia, which is a phobia of schools, classrooms, or any situation that feels like a classroom.
Oh, okay. I never heard of that phobia.
So I have this unspoken phobia. I don't think I've ever told my family this before. But, I just chalk it up to anxiety, which is true. The phobia is rooted in extreme anxiety. So whenever I step inside a campus, or I step inside a classroom or a classroom-like situation, I get extremely nervous. I get very, very scared without reason. Even if there's no one there, even if the classroom is empty, I get very, very scared. Even stepping inside a campus, I don't even have to be in a class.
Yeah.
Just walking around in the campus surrounded by students, I cannot do that.
Okay.
I am deathly afraid. So anyway, in high school, at the height of my anxiety, before I learned to regulate it easier, like now I can sit in a classroom for a little while.
Okay. That's good. You improved.
For I don't know, 10 minutes, I guess.
Oh, okay. That's still really good.
Minutes. Short tangent. When I went to get my driver's license, I had to spend 4 lessons in a classroom to learn the theory parts of driving, like what the brake is, what the clutch is, like how to, what the name of the different parts of a car are, what the different signs are called, what the different kinds of roads are called. So before you could step behind the wheel and drive a student car, you need to pass the theory exam first. So I had to be in a classroom. And I was not having it because each lesson was like 2 hours long. And I was stressing.
Gosh.
I was stressing out, bro. And so that was a struggle. Even I wasn't even in a school, technically. I was just in a classroom with a bunch of other adults. Mature adults who did not bully me. But I was still so scared. I was still so scared. It was so hard for me to pass that class. And but it's okay. I managed to get through it.
Can you drive now?
Yes, I have a license. I've had a license for like a year now. So it's been like a year and a half since I got my license. So I'm happy to put that all behind me now.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I get super anxious whenever I am in class and I can't focus, and everyone hates me.
No.
I mean, okay, they don't hate me, but back then I was a big kid and I was a target for a lot of jokes and bullying, and I was the butt of a lot of jokes. Okay, and there was some physical bullying as well. A lot of people would poke me, and it was really painful. And there was one time someone even took my metal water bottle from my bag and hit me on the back of the head, and I blacked out for like a minute, I think. And now I have a dent on the back of my head.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I don't know if that's what caused my anxiety to develop. I don't know.
I'm not sure.
There might be some like brain reset going on after that. After I lost consciousness for a minute. I don't know. No one can see it because of my hair. But when I scratched the back of my head, I could feel it. There's There's an indent over there. And so I would do everything I could to avoid class.
Oh, I see.
And what I did was, once we hopped off the school bus, I got into the campus. Instead of going to class to put down my bag, and instead of going to the field for morning assembly,
Yeah.
I would head straight to the bathroom. I would run straight to the bathroom away from the mindless drones, which was everybody else walking to class like the ants they are. And I would run to the bathroom. As you can tell, I was a bit of a maverick. And I would lock myself in the cubicle until school ended. Then I would just walk out and go home.
Oh,
And,
what? The entire
yeah.
school day, 8 hours?
Let's see, 7 a.m. until like 1 p.m., 2 p.m.
Oh, your school ended at 1 p.m.?
I guess. So in Singapore, for secondary school, like every day there's a different end time depending on what subjects you have that day. But Fridays always end at 12 or 12:30 because the Muslim students need to go to the mosque to pray. So school ends early so that they can go to the mosque to pray every Friday, which is great for me, which means I get to go home earlier.
Yeah,
and,
less school.
Yeah, exactly. So, thank you. Shout out to all my Muslim buddies. Thank you for giving me more free time. And so I would lock myself up in the bathroom, and I'm not loitering per se. I'm still doing my work. I did all my homework. I study in the bathroom.
Oh, A+ student.
Yeah, because like I would love to be in class. I just don't love the people I'm in class with.
Yeah,
you know,
I get that.
And I still want to do well in school.
Yeah.
I still want to pass and get a good grade. So what I would do is I brought the classroom to the toilet.
That's so funny.
So I would study in the bathroom for 5 or 6 hours, however long that day was.
Was it like really often, or would you only do it like sometimes? Like, would they catch you?
Okay, so I spoke to my teacher about it.
Okay.
I didn't tell her it was in the bathroom. I told her I never. I told
You're in your
her
secret
I
hiding
never,
spot.
Yeah, I told her I just never came to school. I told her I study at home.
Okay.
I told her I study at home because, and she knows, I have an anxiety thing.
Yeah.
So she was a very understanding teacher, amazing, very fantastic teacher. We need more teachers like that. But at the time, when I was a teenager, my parents didn't understand what my condition was all about. My parents weren't duly informed on how my condition works and how it affects my day-to-day life. They kind of understand better now, but not to the degree which I wish they would.
Yeah,
but,
I get it.
But now it's easier for me to explain whenever I'm getting anxiety or whenever I feel weird. So I still had to go to school because at the time I didn't have the vocabulary to explain to them what was going on with myself and how I felt inside. So I had to go to school because my parents would force me to go to school, and they couldn't just let me stay at home every day. So I had to go to school. As much as I begged and pleaded for them to let me stay at home and let me study at home, I didn't have the words to explain to them properly what was going on in my head and what was going on in class with my cohorts. And so they didn't understand what was going on, and they just like shoved me to school. So I can't go to class. I can't stay home.
So you have
study.
to stay at school somewhere.
Yeah, so I had to hide in school somewhere and didn't trick my parents into thinking that I went to class. But in reality, I was in the bathroom studying by myself, and I had to trick my teacher into thinking I'm home.
So it's like both ways.
Yeah. So I had nobody on my side, and so. But you know what was on my side? That toilet seat. Thank you for being there, toilet seat, because I would not want to stand for 6 hours straight studying.
That's true.
So thank you to Mr. Toilet Seat for being there and supporting the 110 kilogram beast of a child.
Wait, don't they have like aunties or like aunties in the bathroom too?
Sometimes. So this is where the voice comes in.
I see.
This is where the voice comes in. Okay, so I would study in the cubicle.
Yeah.
And every once in a while, there would be a janitor, or a superintendent that would walk into the bathroom.
Yeah.
Most of the time, they just clean everything, and then they walk out. I don't see them. I don't talk to them. But once in a while, there may be someone that knocks on the cubicle because they noticed it's been locked for a long time. I will use my main voice first, which is like my Singaporean, like the default voice. This is not my default voice. This is this is my international voice.
What? You have 3 voices?
No, I have many voices. I have many voices.
Wow.
And so it's hard for me to like switch it on because I'm very used to this voice. This is the voice I hear inside my head. But if I'm talking to local people, I use my local accent, my Singaporean accent. You know.
Wait, can we hear it later?
I mean, I can try doing it now. I mean, it sounds a bit more local, lah. You know, like the way I pronounce things and the way I talk, the cadence and everything sounds a bit more like everybody else in Singapore.
Wait,
you know,
this makes me think I'm in Singapore right now.
It gets heavier. The accent gets heavier when I round people using the accent. It's easier for me to put back into it. But right now, because I'm talking to you and you have a very American accent, so I have to match the energy with my American accent, which I developed.
Okay.
I developed this voice just for Instagram, just so people could understand me easier.
Wait, that's awesome.
Yeah, I developed this voice just so that people internationally can understand my content better, and I can speak to people overseas easier. You know,
Cool.
So this whole voice is a fabrication. So anyway, when a janitor or something would knock on the cubicle and ask, "Is someone in there?" and then I will use my Singapore voice and say, "Yeah, someone isn't here." Then they'll be like, "Oh, okay, excuse me." Then they will walk away.
Oh,
And then maybe 3 hours later or something, they would come back to clean up, and then they notice, oh, the cubicle is still locked. I still haven't cleaned the cubicle yet. Then they would knock on the door, and then they say, "Are you still in there?" Then I would switch voices.
wow.
So they would think, oh, it's just another guy that's in the toilet now, you know? And so it's not someone that's loitering. It's just multiple guys that have been using the cubicle throughout the day. So I would change accent from, from a Singaporean Chinese to Singaporean Malay. Or I would be like Singapore Eurasian, which is a bit more white sounding, a bit more Western. And if I've been cycling through the accents already, then I would start cycling through pitch. So there will be high pitch Singaporean Chinese, then low pitch Singaporean Chinese, high pitch Singaporean Malay, low pitch Singaporean Malay, and then I would mix and match everything, and everything would cycle throughout the day. Sometimes I don't even have to say anything at all. It really depends on whether there's someone curious enough to ask who's behind the cubicle, and so and most of the time it's a very brief conversation, like, oh yes, it's occupied, sorry, blah 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 blah. It's very brief, so I don't have to put on a big disguise, it's students in disguise. And so that is what I did to get out of trouble, was to disguise myself as different students. And
Wow. Wait, you're a
sometimes
professional when you're young then.
I
Wait,
suppose
that's
sometimes
cool.
I would even copy. Sometimes I would even copy the speech patterns of my classmates,
What?
or like I would copy their voices, so that the janitor would think it was another person, you know, because some of my classmates I noticed they had a very specific way of talking, and sometimes I would
Oh,
copy that way of that speech. So,
that's
yeah.
so
Yeah,
cool.
so I would match my voice multiple times while I'm studying in the bathroom. All this work just to avoid going to class, and to anxiety is no joke, man.
Yeah.
And
Oh, but I'm glad
yeah,
you're dealing with it like less now, which is good.
I well,
Yeah.
I don't deal with it less. Anxiety never leaves you. Anxiety is something that you will have to deal with for the rest of your life. But
Mm-hmm.
what improves is how you deal with it. And
Oh,
what improves is how you live with it. So that's the part which people have to work on: how you live with the anxiety, how you deal with an anxiety attack.
yeah.
So that's the part where people improve on, and that's the part which I've improved on. I learned to live with it better.
Wait, that's
you
so
know
good.
yeah,
Yay.
good for me. I'm in mental anguish 24/7.
What?
Yay.
No.
Yay.
Well, that's the end of this special series. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed today's special bonus episode. And don't forget to follow, rate, and share this podcast with your friends and family. Goodbye.